coveted, has loved, have really time-honored tradition. Your family legacy is so rich and full of history. When we talk about 3 generations, when we talk about a family-owned and operated company, that's Josh Bazaar, and that's Imperial Pearls. And if you are a fan of Imperial Pearls like I am, like I've been collecting, I have so many, whether it's rings, necklaces, earrings, we'd love to hear from you. 1-866-376-8255. Give us a call this evening, say hi, we'd love to welcome you in and love to hear what you're collecting. We're gonna move into a special segment. This segment, when I had met with Josh prior to the show, I wanted to just embrace him and hug you and be like, jump up and down, because I said, oh my gosh, you brought us Akoya Pearls.
Oh, this is the first time in 6 years that I've been here that we brought Akoya.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. We're gonna not go crazy for a moment. 14 karat gold, Akoya Pearls, 6 years, and then the other highlight is in 14 karat gold.
Oh, we had to do Akoya Pearls at 14 karat. There's no other way to do them. Right? This is fine jewelry.
Oh my God.
This is the heirloom pearl. The Akoya Pearl is the classic. It is the heirloom pearl.
I'm just letting you go because I'm like the Akoya Pearls. We're going to talk about why they're so special, but first and foremost, let me share with what we have in the Akoya Pearl. Now, the ring is what we're going to feature first, but keep in mind we have the matching earrings. Everything is limited. Everything only has a couple hundred to go around. We even have a showstopper, which is my necklace I'm wearing. Now, we did spring pricing, so we're taking $50 off. This is our best price at $299.90. The sizes that we have available are 5 through 10. This is a ring that you are going to cherish, you are going to pass down. It is of heirloom quality. And when we talk about the Akoya Pearl, this is really prized. This is a pearl that is known for that perfect spherical size, right? And its shape.
Yes. So the Akoya Pearl in the world of pearls, they pearls come from different regions of the world. And the Akoya is the first and original pearl. The Akoya Pearl was originally cultured by Kokichi Mikimoto in Japan. The Akoya Pearl still is grown in the oceans off the coast of Japan. It is a saltwater pearl, so there is only one Akoya Pearl that is produced per shell over a very long period of time. We go to the same pearl farms as the Mikimoto company that is famous for the Akoya Pearl and buy from the same lots of pearls. You could buy Akoya Pearls here from us or pay many, many more times to get this precious gemstone from somebody else. We are the main supplier of North America of Akoya Pearls. We supply 3,000 independent jewelers with Akoya Pearls. And as I was saying before, the value of a pearl is based on how rare that pearl type is. In the Akoya Pearl, because it is farmed in the open ocean, because open ocean pearl farming is so much more difficult than any other like freshwater or any other type of pearl farming, it is so difficult to get a single Akoya Pearl of this quality. Because the waters around the coast of Japan are colder, we get luster in the Akoya Pearl that is found in no other variety of pearl. For 6 years, I have been the pearl source to HSN, and this is the first time we are bringing Imperial Akoya Pearls to HSN. This is so exciting. These pearls, in the world of pearls, what Akoyas, like you said, are valued for is they are perfectly round if you get the right one. They're not all perfectly round, but ours are. This is what we select for. And the luster of an Akoya is something that you will never find in any other variety of pearl. That sheen on the surface of this beautiful ring. And this ring is so popular in our collection throughout our jewelers. It's so simple. It is the perfect stage to display Mother Nature's artwork, which is that incredible, perfectly round pearl. That is in the top percentage of pearls.
And Josh, when I'm looking at that when they were doing a close-up of it, and I'm looking the way it looks like the pearl is suspended. It looks like it is just barely holding on, but that is in the artisanal craftsmanship that you and your team have designed it to almost look like it's floating, and the way it curls and it moves, you almost think of the ocean, how it undulates and how it moves and the waves crash, and then that 14 karat gold metal wraps itself up and around that beautiful Akoya pearl, and the pearl, you and your team always strive to make the pearl the star, right?
Akoya pearls is what Imperial was built on. My grandfather imported some of the first Akoya pearls into North America, and we only select the very best Akoyas. When I go over to Kobe, Japan, and meet with our pearl farmers, they have already pre-selected for us the top of the annual harvest. We sit there, and each and every pearl we examine. If our strands of Akoyas, we have a little red pencil, we mark any pearl that has any imperfection, and then they take that out and they put a new pearl in. That is the degree and length of selection process that is used on Imperial Akoya pearls. And that is why we pair it with